Thank you so much for having me here. I'm Haitham. So, can you introduce the audience?
Thank you. My name is Yofisa Oyuki. I work as the manager for economic empowerment with the National Union of Disabled Persons of Uganda. It is the umbrella organizations for persons with disabilities in Uganda, and our headquarters is in Kampala, in Bukoto, and we also work with our branches in the districts all over Uganda.
Thank you so much for having you here. I'm so blessed and amazing day for me with you here.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we're going to say, as your experience as a trainer, as a facilitator, you have a lot of experience. Can you tell us, like, the simple background about yourself? How did you get this experience to teach, to be facilitator, moderator, a lot of things?
Okay, thank you. I have worked for I started doing development work way back in 2006. I've worked with a number of NGOs, and in disability, I joined the disability work in 2011, and since 2011, I've promoted the economic empowerment for persons with disabilities. I've promoted the DSLOA to enable persons with disabilities access finance, linked them to financial institutions, trained them in entrepreneurship, and then also help them, linking them to government programs for them to get income, for them to benefit from the program. I've advocated for the rights of persons with disabilities for so long. And my background, I have different courses I've done. I have done project planning and management. I've also done monitoring and evaluation at a postgraduate diploma. My first degree is in environmental management. I've also done public health at a master's level, and then monitoring and evaluation at a master's level. So in those years, I've been at work and I've been serving the community, but also doing a lot of learning, researching, and enriching knowledge to serve best persons with disabilities, to help them come out of poverty, and help them to grow.
As you know, you transform me to a lot of journey as the youngest youth, as just all the like new generation. So today's days, as the new generation, first of all, your father, you are moderator, you facilitator, a lot of things for us. You as the literature, we supposed to learn from you. So as today under you, I got a lot of information. So and I amazing, you're like you giving us a lot of structures, everything. So what I'm learning from you today, I see a lot of in our communities, the people they have the misconception. They saying like as we get the models, like they say those they have the disabilities, we supposed to give them as a charity. What do you think about these models and the people saying about it?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there are many understandings of disability in the community.
Yes.
And it comes from many dimensions. It comes from culture, it comes from society. So people have made a lot of constructs. People understand disability in different ways. Like we know, in the beginning, most people think persons with disabilities should be just given. That's what we call charity understanding of disability. They think for persons with disabilities to live in the society, they should be given, they should be pitied. But that does not support them to get empowered. That only exists for a short period, and what they have been given will end, so it's not sustainable. There's also the other understanding that persons with disabilities are sick and therefore should be treated. That's the medical understanding. They think disability can be fixed. Thinking that if disability, when somebody is treated, then that person can now fit in the society. But that again does not give persons with disabilities the right, does not address the rights of persons with disabilities to participate, does not address the rights of persons with disabilities to be involved, to contribute to development. So what we really focus for now is what we call the social model and the human rights model. The social model looks at addressing the barriers which hinder persons with disabilities from participating in development, from involving in development, and therefore it addresses those barriers and enables them to be part of development. And then the human rights model, which is the basis of all of the policies that address rights of persons with disabilities. That understanding of disability is what we are rightly also promoting now, that we see persons with disability as a person who has the right to development. He has a right to every service. He has a right to participate in, and he has a right to contribute to the development. And therefore, we all call upon the society, we call upon the people now, development partners, government, to promote the human rights based way of understanding disability, because it all leads to equal access to services, equal access to opportunities. It addresses the rights of persons with disabilities, and that is what we are looking for.
So as we're looking for those all models, so as we have like our elders, they say yes, the person who has the disability is supposed to be really far from us. So suppose like sometimes we have like those their mental illness supposed to be like really far to put the distance between the children. As we are like just only you have the 5 children or 3, and one of them that has like mental illness, and they say yes, only we have to put it the distance. So and sometimes we think like the terminologies or the words as we're going to use in the society, like in our local languages. So these words are going to affect the others. How do you see according to those terms as we're going to use?
Very good. What is very important is for us to understand that persons with disabilities are persons. They are part of the society, and they have the rights to everything that happens in the community. They also have the right to equal access. Therefore, what we need is that we need them to be included in whatever we do. In the family, they should be included in whatever activity in the family. And the inclusion here means that there must be some changes, some modifications, some reforms in the way we do things, so that they are accommodated, so that the environment is enabling for them to participate, to be involved, and to benefit from whatever is in the home. So simply in the community, there are words like things which happen in the community include discrimination, negative attitudes, myths. People think that persons with disabilities cannot do this, persons with disabilities are like that. So our role is to first of all clear all of those negative attitudes, clear out all of those myths which are not true, and then we provide an environment which is enabling, an environment which enables persons with disabilities to participate in the business, to participate in activities in the community, to socialize, to be accepted in leadership. So it is us to address those things, because there are barriers of communication. We have to address that. There are also barriers of attitude, negative attitudes, which makes them to be left out of development activities, thinking that they are unable. We have to address that. There are barriers which deal with the physical structure. There are some physical structures, premises where they cannot access. They also cannot access some information because they have different impairments. All those barriers we have to deal with, including the low esteem, the self stigma. So we have to build their esteem, build their confidence, make them believe that they can, and we bring out the talents in them. And that is the type of society we want.
So as we like nowadays the people they think like we would like to empower everyone to be financially independent. So how far do you see, like, is it necessary as we are like we are without disabilities, we supposed to empower those whom are they have the disability in order to empower them to be independent from like financially, mentally, like to be with us at the same as we are? How do you see from where we supposed to start nowadays, as we like I can see you as we African, just only we put it the gaps a lot. As we still having the traditional thought, we have the old thought and everything. As we think like we would like to make to include them with us together. What is your message for the like the parents, according to they are the one responsible for the children? The parents, the community, what is your message for them?
Very good. My message for the community and for families, society. One is to recognize persons with disabilities as persons
Yeah.
who have a right,
Yeah.
have a right like any other person. And therefore, we should, whatever opportunity that exists should be provided to them as well. They should be included to take up those opportunities. Opportunities like access to services, like education, access to skills, they should be part of that. Trainings, they should be part of that. Because we need to empower them so that they can contribute to the society. And one of the best way to enable them, to empower them, one is to join them in groups, so that in those groups they can do savings, in those groups they can learn skills, and in those groups they can be linked to development programs for government and even for other partners. So if they are skilled, if they are knowledgeable, and if they have network where they can access finances, they can access other resources, therefore they will implement projects that develop them. And that's more sustainable than just giving them. So empowerment is about giving skills, knowledge, capabilities, building networks, so that it's more sustainable for them to continue with the development.
Like, as you have a lot of experience to organizations, so associations, like communities, like community mayors for the areas, like that. So as we think, like, just only when the organizations come to empower us as the knowledge, as like to having a lot of the skills, they think first supposed to give us the money, supposed to give us the tools, supposed to give us that, but they're not thinking about the skills what they're giving us. They're not thinking about like the knowledge what we're going to gain from the organization, from the people coming from outside to help us. They're not going to think they have the miss. So how we can overcome the miss this one like that?
How we can do that is to know that it's better to teach me how to fish than to give me the fish. Because when you're not there, I can go and fish. That is better.
That is better.
And that's why we need to empower. It's good to give startup. It's good to give additional support. But it is very, very sustainable to give the skills, the capabilities, the abilities, so that somebody can now use the money, use the other resources we give them properly. But when you just start by giving maybe money, maybe giving some support in kind, and that person doesn't have the knowledge to use that, then that money will be wasted.
Yeah, that's right. That is really amazing information. And I can say lastly but not least, I'm so blessed. So as the first, today was amazing for me as to be training under you. So what is your message as the youth like me, as the 23 years old?
Yes.
For me, as you as a father for me.
Yes.
As the elder for me.
Yes.
What is your message for the youth like me?
Very good. One, youth still has an opportunity to determine the direction of life you want to be. Because you are still within the time, with the energy, with the creativity to do something which will change your life. What is very important is for the youth is to draw a very clear vision for yourself and a goal for yourself, what you want to do, which will take you where you want to be. So every youth is the time to come down and concentrate, make your career plan. If you are going in entrepreneurship, make your plan for your business where you want it to be in the next number of years. If a youth is pursuing waged or salary employment, then you must make a very good career plan of what kind of career you want to pursue in the next number of years. What is important is to have a lot of knowledge, generate knowledge, learn from others, create networks. Don't go and sit alone and cocoon yourself somewhere and isolate yourself somewhere. but establish networks with both peers, but also other people who are elderly, who have done it and they have reached somewhere.
Yeah, thank
That
you.
is very important.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it for giving your time and everything and information. Thank you. But I think I have the last question in my mindset.
Oh yeah.
So as we youth, in this time also we have like AI.
Yes.
And AI has going to confuse us a lot.
Yeah.
What is your suggestion according to AI?
Oh yeah.
Is this AI is going to help us as we are youth or somehow?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
AI, if used for a positive purpose, it will support you to enhance your interests. It will enhance your goal because it will give you all the information you want.
Yeah.
It will help you to program. It will also help you to advance and get networks with others. However, for persons with disabilities, for example, there are some disadvantages that AI brings.
Yeah.
Somewhere, it will exclude some persons with a particular type of disabilities. Because some of the way it's used, it automatically excludes.
Yeah,
it does not give alternative way of supporting or of enhancing persons with disabilities. Because it will just have a standard way of making decision or providing information. So it has both advantages and some shortfalls. So for a youth, use it for that advantage. It will advance you in whatever you are doing.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, for everything, for your effort, and we really do appreciate it.